Okay, let's get started by getting on our backs, placing the feet flat against the wall, making sure our knees and hips are at 90 degrees. And all we're gonna do here is really feel ourselves melt and root into the ground and take nice full breaths. So we're really trying to feel our lungs fill up in their entirety. So envisioning the center of mass about 3 inches beneath the belly button, right in front of the tailbone in the middle of our pelvis, and really envisioning our breath coming from there. That's gonna allow us to use our pelvic floor muscles, our diaphragm, and our other deep core muscles. Again, making sure that our head is relaxed fully back, our shoulders are relaxed onto the ground, and we're really just feeling a sense of oneness with the ground as we take these deep, full breaths. Really take your time with these. You should feel the low back, the upper back, the belly, the chest, all expanding with air. All right, good job. Now we're gonna stand up and get into some single leg stands. So key here is gonna be first at the feet, envisioning 3 points of contact. The big toe, the small ball of the foot, and the heel. And we really want our weight evenly dispersed through these 3 points of contact. And from there, we want to maintain a perfectly straight line, making sure that the head is stacked on top of the rib cage, and the rib cage is in alignment with the pelvis, and the pelvis is right over the midfoot, so the top of the highest part of the arch. And we're really just maintaining nice, smooth breaths. Okay, we're gonna get to the other leg. Slightly different view, really making sure that the feet are firmly pressed into the ground. The toes, rather, are firmly pressed into the ground, but also relaxed at the same time. So really feeling that elongation, the top of the back of the head being pulled away from our center of mass to create that spinal elongation that we're looking for. We're taking deep, smooth breaths, making sure our hips are nice and level, that our femur sits, the thigh bone sits in its socket in the pelvis, nice and firmly with a good amount of pressure there. Really keeping focus on that center of mass. All right, good. Just gonna stretch out a little bit now. Roll out the feet, anything that may be feeling a little bit tight. Now we're gonna get to some dead bugs. So we're gonna place our hands flat on the wall, making sure again that our head, our shoulders are melting down straight with gravity into the wall. And that our rib cage is again in alignment with our pelvis. So we don't want that rib cage flaring up and out. We want it to maintain a nice connection with the pelvis. And from there, fill up the torso with breath and lengthen out one of your legs. exhale on the way back. Slow lengthen as we inhale, getting that full lockout, and exhale on the way back. Full lengthen, keeping those hands firmly pressed into the wall. Fully lock out and exhale back. Making sure our hips, our knees are staying at 90 degrees, and also making sure that your shin stays parallel with the floor. Inhale as we go slowly downwards. Full lockout, and exhale on the way up. Nice job. That is not an easy one. You should feel some burning in some different structures of your body. We're going to take our time getting into the next one. Really taking the time to calm our breathing and center ourselves, using our center of mass as a feedback mechanism to really find nice grounding. Okay, so now picking up a weight, could be about 5 to 10 kilograms. And we're gonna do the same single leg stand exercise, except we're gonna pass this weight back and forth. Again, remembering that setup is the most important part of the exercise. Being sure to fill our entire torso with air, with breath. Feeling our low back fill up, feeling our belly fill up, feeling the upper back fill up. And slowly passing that weight back and forth as we maintain that nice vertical posture. Really feeling our pelvic floor activate, really feeling our diaphragm move up and down in the lower half of our torso as we fill our as we fill our lungs up with air. Feeling those 3 points of contact consistent under the foot. Nice job. Now we're going to switch. Same thing here, really feeling that full elongation. Making sure even the knee is completely straightened, but not locked out. Making sure the hips are also fully extended, fully locked. And feeling how our arms just kind of fall back into their natural position on the torso as we find that elongation through the mid-back, keeping a nice tall head and neck. Again, focus on keeping that pressure consistent through the 3 points on the foot and our weight right at the midfoot. Nice. Good job, everyone. Again, gonna take our time here to shake out. Feel the connection through our body. Take note of any tight spots. Really feel nice and grounded. Okay, so next exercise, we're going to get on our hands and knees, or knuckles and knees rather. And we're going to make sure that our shoulders are right on top of our knuckles. And from this position, all we're going to do is take nice, full, deep breaths. Imagining that that breath is originating from the center of mass. We're really just going to take our time and feel our whole torso, front, back, bottom, top, expand with our breath. And feeling that breath connect our center of mass at the middle of our pelvis with our extremities, our feet, our hands, our legs, our arms. Just feeling how our breath connects the middle of us to our whole body. Really take your time here and search the missing links or kinks that may be present. Okay, nice. Let's relax now. And let's get back on our backs. Hands flat on the wall. Again, making sure that we maintain consistent pressure into the wall from our hands. But at the same time, really relaxing our head and our shoulders down into the ground, really just feeling them melt. And from there, we're going to connect to our breath. We're going to feel our whole torso fill up. And then we're going to begin the exercise. Same thing, bringing the legs straight out on an inhale, bringing it back with an exhale. Straight out with an inhale and back with an exhale. Straight out, inhale, maintaining that constant pressure into the wall with the hands, and back with an exhale. If that's getting a little bit difficult for you, you can switch to both legs going down with a bent knee. And it's nice to just change it up, because this variation is still pretty difficult if you do it with these intentions. And if you really want to challenge, we're going to bring both of our legs straight out. Notice how I maintain that constant rib cage and pelvic alignment through that. Good job, everyone. Just going to shake out a little bit. Going to get some twists in. Real soft with the knees, nice and rooted into the floor, feeling our bodies go straight down, one with the ground. Just twisting. So now we're back to the single leg stand with the swaps. Really feeling those 3 points of contact. Really feeling the toes space out and stay firmly placed on the ground while also letting them relax. Especially think about pressing your big toe into the ground. From here, we're gonna start the swaps, nice and smooth. Trying to stay nice and steady on that foot with very minimal movement through the body. Making sure our breath is still coming from our pelvic floor, our diaphragm, deep down. And really squeezing those muscles around the center of mass more so than anywhere else. If you think you've got that one, we're gonna lift up our leg, ankle, knee, and hip at 90 degrees, and we're gonna swap the weight under the leg. Again, as we keep that nice straight line from head to toe. Be wary of crunching your torso downwards to pass the weight. We really want to stay strong through the core, really engaging those deep core muscles as we pass the weight. Now we're going to switch legs. Really feeling everything line up. Feeling your hips point in the same direction as your foot. Keeping that front foot nice and straightened out. Everything in a nice straight line, right centered over the midfoot. Feeling our center of mass, focusing on that. Again, originating our breath, originating our movement from that point. 3 inches beneath the belly button. Right in front of the tailbone in the middle of the pelvis. Okay, good work, everyone. And so now we're just going to get into some light breathing to finish us up. We're going to get on our backs, feet flat on the ground. Find a comfortable position for your hands. And I want you to just calm your breathing down. Make it nice and smooth, originating from our center of mass. Letting the shoulder blades and shoulders fall down, melt into the ground. Letting the head fall fully back, press into the floor. And really feeling our whole body just melt straight down into the ground. Good job, everyone. Okay, so if you're ready for a challenge, we're going to do some exercises similar to the last ones, but that are a bit more difficult. We're going to get on our backs, feet on our heels, really thinking about the setup, thinking about our whole torso filling up with air. And when we're ready, we're in a good position, we're going to lift our hips up off the ground. And from there, while we keep our glutes engaged, while we keep our core tight, we're just going to walk it out. And come back. Again, making sure we're really engaging the glutes, really engaging our core, making sure that our rib cage stays down in line with our pelvis, so that our body forms one straight line. Nice. So we're gonna breathe a little bit. Just take our time to center ourselves. Really think about our center of mass a few inches beneath the belly button, in the middle of our pelvis. And so next, we're gonna get on our hands and knees, making sure again that our shoulders are directly above our hands, making sure we place the weight on those, on our hands, rather than going back on the feet only. And we're gonna raise our knees a couple inches off the ground. I really want you to feel a lot of your pecs turn off, the muscles in your chest. And we're just gonna go ahead and switch from hand to hand, tapping the shoulder. And we really want to push all the way through the ground so that we make our backs nice and flat. The whole time, making sure that we keep our knees in line, parallel with the floor without too much twisting or too much raising off of the ground. Good, now that's a very difficult one. Good job with that. Just gonna stretch out a little bit here. Find our breath. And now we're gonna move on to some squatting. So we're gonna grab a dumbbell. Any weight you can handle will work. This exercise is really gonna allow us to connect the upper and lower halves of our body. So we're gonna get that dumbbell in a front curled position, not touching our chest, making sure our forearm is completely perpendicular, and we're just gonna go down slow. Go down nice and slow with an inhale to the deepest parts of us, pelvic floor activated, core activated. And let's switch hands. Really making sure again that we're feeling our center of mass inside the pelvis, and we're pulling our head, the top of the back of the head, away from that point to maintain a nice neutral spine. Good, and it's really key here that we keep our chest up as we squat down so that the torso remains parallel with our shins. All right, good. We're gonna get back on our backs. And this time we're gonna do a slightly different variation of the glute bridge. We're gonna have our feet start a little bit further away from our body, still on your heels. And we're relaxing our neck muscles, relaxing our shoulder muscles down into the ground. Really filling up our torso with breath, and when we're ready, we're gonna lift our hips up and just hold that position. This is gonna be a lot more demanding on the hamstrings. And as we're holding, we wanna take nice, deep, smooth breaths, using our pelvic floor, our diaphragm, and really squeezing the glutes, the hamstrings, the calves, and the muscles in the front of the shins as well. We're just breathing at your own pace, and we're gonna relax. Okay, nice. So we're just gonna take our time here. Take our time to breathe and really look into our bodies to find any tight points. find any kinks in the system. So now we're going to get back into that all fours position. And this time, after we find our proper setup, shoulders directly above the hands, making sure our hands are nice and active, screwing themselves into the ground. We're going to kick our legs back this time instead of removing our hands. Again, making sure that we form a nice flat back, no dips, no excessive curve in there. We really want to feel our breath guide us here. We want to inhale as we bring that leg out and exhale as we bring the leg in. Inhale as we bring the leg out and exhale as we come in. Good job, guys. That's a really difficult one. I find that even the most advanced athletes often have difficulty with that. Okay, again, taking our time here before we get into the squats. Feel loose through the hips. Relax our shoulders. Relax our neck. And when you're ready, we're going to pick up the weight and get back to squats. So I really want us to focus on that string. Envision a string pulling us up from the top of the back of our head, away from our center of mass. Making sure we really get those core muscles tight, and we're gonna go down slow and come up quick. Go down slow on an inhale, slow, 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 pause at the bottom, and quick on the way up. We really want to feel control through the whole movement. So no sagging down, no losing tightness at the bottom to get more range. We really want to focus on control through the whole movement. And you'll find that that only allows you to come to about 90 degrees, which is completely fine. Slow inhale, pause, and come up quick. All right, nice job, guys. I hope you found that these exercises become a lot more difficult, no matter how simple they are, when you maintain that enhanced level of focus, when you maintain that understanding that movement should occur with every particle of our body, every particle of not even just our body, but of our being. And so we're just going to take our time to reflect on the workout and breathe nice and light into our bellies, into our low backs, into our chest, into our upper backs, up to the head. Really taking the time to see and listen for what your body's telling you after this workout. All right, thank you guys for joining.